Well, good morning guys. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to Northern Ireland. And yeah, after the stresses and tribulations of getting the van mostly fixed last week, we decided to bring ourselves back to the coast, back to familiar territory here we're actually in Castleknock at the moment, just to have a couple of days away. We've obviously been a little bit stressed out over a number of things, both regarding the van, still waiting on a few bits and pieces going on with this one, and obviously it's not exactly the most calm place to be down at my parents' at times, especially from a claustrophobia point of view. So it's been nice, we've just decided to bring ourselves away. We were going to go across to County Donegal, which we love as well, but we thought, you know what, we love Portrush as well and we love the North Coast, so why leave that? So we're going to be here for the next couple of days. Now, we were very, very fortunate that this past weekend, when Storm Dara was barreling down over us.
Yeah.
That's a little bit windy, folks. Our friends actually put us up in their house with strict instructions that we had to leave by midnight on Sunday night, of course.
We've obviously got a bit of a record, I think.
Our reputation went ahead of us, but it was pretty stormy. And even yesterday, for the first time ever, Portrush Park Run got cancelled.
Yeah.
But even yesterday, as you can see from this footage here, the waves were still completely crazy, which is why it's quite strange for the next couple of days. There literally is no wind whatsoever. Now, it is still quite chilly.
It's very chilly.
It's just nice to be breathing a little bit of sea air, decompress a little bit.
It's just felt like since we've been back, we literally haven't stopped. We've been on the go so much. Hopefully going to get another van issue sorted this week.
Yes, we've got
another reason we want to stay local.
One last thing to get hopefully sorted with the van, maybe two, but one definitely. Our side door is getting to the point where we sometimes can't get out of the van.
I've had to ring Nigel several times to come rescue me, to let me out. Sometimes I'm thinking he's not going to come.
Depending on what sort of mood I'm in, I'm like, nah, you stay in there. But yeah, that obviously isn't too safe. So hopefully getting that fixed as well. But we're just going to enjoy, nothing too crazy, enjoy these next couple of days here on the North Coast. And say we're in Castleknock Beach at the moment. We're going to take a little walk out on the little pier, the Barmouth. Beautiful area. Go for a dander. We're now going to take a wander up to one of Nicola's favourite places along the Causeway Coast, Musuddin Temple. Link up to a video that we recorded from here several years ago.
Although it's a bit more overcast now, so the views won't be quite as impressive.
Path here as well.
Oh.
Is that the way you walk?
Downhill trail, yeah.
There you go.
Hello.
They've obviously...
Haven't done this before.
No. We're going off piste. But we were laughing there, so we just parked up, just had some lunch in the van. Had a very disappointing phone call with...
Oh, hang on. Downhill trail would take us probably to Downhill Beach. Not to Musuddin, wouldn't it?
Yeah, probably. You're
Good
right.
point.
There you go. Even on our home turf, we're still completely useless. Well, we just had a very disappointing phone call with the Donnelly group in the VW to get the side door done. We've decided to take it back down to Crawford's in Belfast, who did the back doors. But anyway, while I'm on the phone, I see this chap coming walking up towards the van. And he's getting closer and closer and closer. Next thing, he's right up against the window. Obviously it's tinted glass, so you can't see that we're in there. He's just looking through like this here, and I'm like, hello. And he's like, whoa.
So funny.
I would have invited him in for a nose around if I hadn't been on the phone, but
he ran off pretty quickly.
He did. I think he was suitably embarrassed. The nice weather that we had this morning, it was a beautiful, stunning morning when we walked. Quite cold actually, sort of below freezing, as we were walking around Portrush this morning. To get to the Musuddin this way, you walk through the caravan site. And look at the views these guys are commanding. Right down over Castle Rock Beach, all the way to Port Stewart. And in fact, now you're not going to be able to make it out on the GoPro. After my disaster trying to get to Isla a couple of weeks back, you can really make out Isla in the distance here. It's beautiful, and the Paps of Jura. Bit of sunshine on it as well. Still not getting to Isla. Maybe next year, maybe next year. But yeah, I think having a caravan here would be pretty nice, although I'm sure during Storm Dara there at the weekend, it was probably a bit wild up here. Oh, and unfortunately on that beach back there, we didn't record any footage of it, but a chap seems to have got his camper van stuck in the sand, and that was about 3 hours ago, and he still seems to be stuck in the sand, so hopefully he knows someone with a tractor. Time to go off-piste, up through the woods.
It didn't take more than a second for you to turn the whole world upside down.
Really, really beautiful.
Is that garlic? Is that the garlic I can smell?
No, that's two yahoos up there smoking weed.
I did think it was a bit early for garlic.
Yeah. That's a whole different type of garlic, that is.
That smells quite nice.
Yeah. We thought we were alone, but no.
Nope.
I mean, I guess if you have to smoke weed, come into place to get here and enjoying the ambience. Why not, eh? Why not? This woodland is actually beautiful. I'll see whether I can find a picture and throw it up. This place does get an incredible carpet of wild garlic and bluebells in the springtime.
Yeah, so I wasn't just making it up about the garlic.
Really, really beautiful. But yeah, that definitely isn't garlic. That's a wee bit of...
I'll treasure that for as long as I'm alive. You're welcome here. Welcome here. Our hearts you hold hostage. That much is clear. You are most welcome.
It is a really beautiful spot up here. And of course in the low season, chances are you'll get it all to yourself. However, I was just doing that little bit of drone footage and then I spotted another drone. I think a little Nemo actually, the new one. Nemo, is that what it's called? Anyway, yeah, so I was like, hey, but there's no one else around, so I've got no idea where the operator was.
You already have a way with people, but your old man has yet to find. Please stay as gentle and kind. Oh, none of us can wait to get to know you better. To
So,
see
nooks and crannies.
I love this place. Love it.
It is beautiful. I mean, the views that the house would have commanded. I think it fell into disrepair after the war. I think it was a fire, you said?
I think it was a fire that destroyed a lot of it, yeah. Such a shame. I bet it was beautiful.
Although they probably would have turned it into some swanky spa hotel now.
True.
So, yeah.
It's much better like this.
Absolutely. You know how much Nicola loves her ruins. But yeah,
Being one myself.
I caught her nooks and crannies, peeking over walls.
This would have been the breakfast side because the sun rises in the east.
Thinking of her stomach.
Breakfast room. I am a bit hungry. It's like mid-afternoon tea time.
Oh yeah.
And we're quite away from the tea, so...
We are. Although we did actually, after me saying that last piece, you sort of be here by yourself, we did just come across about 7 or 8 people and they all had coffees. So there must be a little coffee hut somewhere. But we're trying to be a bit better because we have got supplies back in the van. But it's a beautiful, beautiful building. See? Now she's moved on from breakfast and dining room, dinner time. But the views are spectacular, I mean. Very impressive building indeed. Look at her, she probably wants me to take a picture of her now. Look at you, looking all Greta Garbo.
This would have been my window seat. I would have sat here and watched the goings on. Although there are a lot of midges here.
You think you would have been in the upstairs quarters? You'd have been downstairs making the tea, love.
That's very true, I didn't think about that.
You would not have been just sitting on your seat looking at the views.
Doing my embroidery.
No, that cross stitch never gets done. But I was just saying, even though we didn't make it across the Donegal, we're actually quite happy that we're getting to sort of reacquaint ourselves with the north coast. It is beautiful.
I've always loved it up here. It's always been my favourite spot.
Yeah. And now we dander back to the van.
Yeah, which I realised by where the church is, it's actually quite a long way back.
Quite a long way back. But hey ho.
Cup of tea and a biscuit.
There'll be a cup of tea and a biscuit waiting for us. Yeah. If you're in the area, have never been here before, get yourself up to Missoudon. And this time of year, it's obviously a National Trust property. This time of year, it's free. And I think actually if you park down in Castle Rock, it's free anyway because you can just access the site. It's like the parking, a bit like the Giant's Causeway. You can access the Giant's Causeway. It's free as well. So, right, onward. Well, good morning, guys. Another quite. Nope. Too busy putting on her beautification.
Lip salve. My lips are dry.
Another quiet night. Actually, last night we did something quite. Where's she gone again?
I'm doing bits.
And you're probably scraggling with the microphone as well.
Oh, well, I'm sorry.
Last night we went to a community choir in Portrush, which was actually lots and lots of fun. Really, really good fun. And then, yeah, another quiet night here in Portrush overnight. And we're actually going to take ourselves off for a bit of a run this morning, but we're both not even slightly in the mood.
Not even slightly, no.
The second half of this year, we just have been...
Oh,
the second half of this year, we've all been wondering what's going on with Nicola's bauble. Anyway.
Not feeling motivated to do anything, actually, today.
No, apart from maybe go and grab lots of coffee,
Yeah. But no, really, really good fun.
Brilliant.
Because I can't really sing, and to be honest, you don't really need to be able to sing because there's so many people there. But it was a lot of Christmas songs, so it was a lot of fun.
And it was actually, I believe, Stephen watches these vlogs. He's the choir leader. Yes. Multi-talented Stephen, fantastic runner, rock star in a band, and choir leader, and a doctor, a GP, yeah. Meanwhile, there's us.
Oh, and there was lots of food there.
There
Goodness
was.
me, the cakes were amazing. So thank you to whoever made those cakes.
You got to be careful though. I almost got taken out by the stampede running towards the cakes at half time. I was warned.
I must admit, I had my eye on a particular cake, but by the time I got there, no chance. Gone.
But yeah, really good night. So, and it's one of those things as well. In fact, while we've been here, we've been really fortunate because we went to a friend's surprise 50th birthday party. Pulled some shapes, well at least this one did anyway. You danced for about 5 hours. We've seen kind of, because it's come to Christmas as well, but there's always events going on. There was something in the town hall, guy playing the 85-year-old playing the spoons. So it's been really, really nice. And as we've said countless times before, one of the reasons why we love Portrush so much, above and beyond the sort of landscapes and the outlook, the community. The community is just absolutely fantastic. So it's been really lovely to do that. So
yeah, if you're ever passing through and you're a runner, definitely do park run here. Yeah. It's brilliant. And we're actually going to go run on the beach that we'll do park run on.
Going to leave you behind though, and we're just going to go and enjoy.
Just in case we don't run, we end up just walking.
I know, yeah. Bit of a 5k, I reckon. So, right, we shall catch up when we're back. You all set?
No.
Bubble straight, lips alone.
Yep. That's about the only thing that's ready.
Yeah, I know. Oh, my calves are so ready.
I'd run 1,000 miles if I could run with you. And from what I have heard, you do the same thing too. I wanna say forever.
So here we are back at our storage unit. And Nicola had said to me, oh, we're going to the storage unit. I might be able to get some new clothes out. I was like, don't you remember our storage unit? There was a strategy involved in putting all the clothes back there. But yeah, there's nothing coming out of that place. In fact, the only thing we can get to is kind of paperwork that's here. The strategy works. Yeah, so we're back up at the storage unit. We've opened up some of our Christmas presents from my mum. Mostly things that we keep telling her, stop buying us stuff for a house that we don't have. So we can store it in the storage unit. But as you can even see from the storage unit, a bit like the van, there's not a lot of room in there either. And yeah, the van is fit to burst in as well. These months that we have been back, it's always a bit of a pain because we're kind of traveling with extra stuff and presents and various bits and pieces. So, but at least we're getting rid of a couple of bits and pieces into the storage unit somewhere. I'm not quite sure where. Right, catch up. Probably tomorrow actually, because later on today we're going to head into the library. We've got an afternoon of work ahead of us, and then we're again staying in Portrush tonight. But hopefully tomorrow, get out along the Causeway Coast a little bit for a bit more exploration. Oh, I'm really not looking forward to moving back into a house, not least having to deal with all this crap. Well, good morning guys. So a very productive day yesterday in the library, and we have now left Portrush.
Boo!
But rather than taking the fast route down the motorway back down to my parents' house, we're actually going to drive the Causeway Coastal route. Now we're in Ballycastle now, and we're just going to head towards Cushendun, I think this is the first one, and then head along the coastal road, stopping off as we go. Bit of a grey overcast day, but it's better to do this route than take the main motorway down. But yeah, someone's a bit down in the mouth for leaving Portrush. But we'll be back up here in about 10 days time or so.
Yeah.
So yeah, let's go do the Causeway Coastal route. A really beautiful drive. And we're already talking about what we're going to have for lunch.
I'm starving.
Yep.
Starving.
It's the cooks. Come on. What else would we be talking about? Right. First up, Cushendun, I believe. Well, we have made it down, well, somewhere between Cushendall and Waterford. And it's actually quite a nice little place to park up. Now, I don't think you can probably stay here overnight. I mean, I'm sure during the off-season it'll be fine. But they actually have emptying facilities and toilets with heated water.
Free water.
Very nice. And there's obviously a very nice caravan site.
And apparently you can get a beer at the yacht club.
Or, as you thought, out of the water tap. Nicola and her inability to speak in the morning. And we just had we didn't actually record anything. I really should start recording more from inside the van. Someone made a comment the other on one of my Scottish videos, it's nice to see inside the van for once. But we were too busy snarfing on a Friday night
Too hungry.
At the lifeboat station. I mean, the Causeway Coastal route is really beautiful. Especially you get a really nice day. We're kind of in the heart of the Glens of Antrim. And there's a little, I think that's, I can't remember what the castle's called out the distance out here, but...
Is that what we walked up to, no? One time we walked up to, no, it was higher than that, an abandoned village or something.
Garboli?
That's the one. Yep.
It's on down
around
on this
there.
peninsula here somewhere. Yes, there's a little abandoned crofting village, Garboli I think it's called. But yeah, so we're gonna carry on down this coastal route and then carry on all the way down and around this headland here, taking us down through Glenarm, through Larne, and then down through Belfast.
Must just say a quick thank you to Claire Vox this morning, who offered the use of her rather lovely shower with heated towels and tea and birthday cake.
Yes.
It was fantastic.
9:30 in the morning, so thank you very much. And once again, thanks so much to all of the Portrush community for making us feel so welcome back.
Oh gosh, yeah.
So-
And for putting us up. Jill and Mervyn and Kathy and
You mean putting up with us?
Maureen and Peter. You've all been fabulous. Thank you so much.
But of course, now the word's got around, and the next time we come back to Portrush, you guys will all be kind of heading off on holiday or have changed your locks. But no, it's been fabulous.
No, we really have appreciated it. It's so lovely having a bit of comfort, and also with the awful weather we've had as well, being freezing cold and really strong winds, it wouldn't have been fun in the van.
And it still feels like home.
It does. Oh, it does. It does. Going back to Portrush, it is our home.
Yeah.
It is. Well, I know the van's at home right now, but you know what I mean.
Right, maybe we could just live. In fact, while we've been in Portrush for these last 3 or 4 days, obviously we've been staying down at the little Ur. I'm pretty sure there's 2 or 3 people who definitely do live in their vans in and around Portrush. They obviously, as you would do, you move around from place to place. But I've seen a couple of vans in and around there. And there are so many places to get fresh water, There is toilet emptying. In the air, you could plug in for your electric as well. I reckon you could probably get away with living in Portrush in your van. There you go, happy medium. We'll move back to Portrush and just buy a bigger van.
Well, now you've said bigger van, yeah.
You heard it here first, guys. The cooks are coming back to Portrush. Anyway, onward. You need squeezed?
Yeah, I do.
Squeezing time first.
How much I love you. You put my favorite song on. I put my feet up and we just sing along. And I can't help but feeling just loving this moment. Can we stay here forever? I'm loving this moment. Can we stay here together? If I could stop the time, don't you know that I
Well, welcome to Glenarm. Now this is actually a little, I'm not sure whether it's official because there's no signage up, but it's a well-known motorhome campervan stopover place. No services to speak of, but just over behind me here, I think there's loos that are open. Not sure they're open overnight. I do believe that this place does get fairly busy during the summer months. Just reading in Park for Night, 20 vans over the course of the weekend. But apparently really tolerated, really friendly, a couple of friendly pubs, grocery store, and of course you are parked right on the harbour as well. We were just saying actually that we're kind of annoyed with ourselves that even when we lived here, that we didn't just, just come down here for a couple of days, just a bit of a break from the usual. But yeah, nice place, Glenarm. And it's, I would say, halfway along the Causeway Coastal Road, maybe a little bit one or the other, depending on you're going north or south. So it would be a good stopover place if you're coming here to do the Causeway Coastal Route. And apparently there's a castle as well. But Nicola, unfortunately, has developed a little bit of a migraine. Maybe it's the 9 a.m. birthday cake that didn't help. But yeah, so she's trying to ward off the beginnings of a microwave, I was going to say. A migraine. And I'm being laughed at by a duck. Not the first time.
Can we stay here together? If I could stop the time, don't you know that I would? 'Cause I'm just loving this moment. Can we stay here forever? Forever. Forever.
Oh, look who's reappeared.
I've got a headache though.
That's what I was saying, but she's reappeared because there was the promise of castles.
But I think we've come the wrong way.
Yeah, I think
This
we've come-
entrance isn't open.
I mean, they say a castle, but I think it's like an old stately home. But Glenarm itself looks beautiful.
It's
Really
lovely.
gutted that we haven't stayed here before. Really nice.
Walked past the pub and they've got a roaring fire going.
Okay, yes.
I'd love to stay. Oh, the old schoolhouse. Wow. It's really quaint here.
Very beautiful indeed. Oh, I can smell proper peat as well.
Oh, that's lovely.
There we go. Glenarm Castle. I think we're going to be denied entrance. There was another entrance around the other way and we decided to follow the walking route, so... Hello? Nobody about. We've just had a cuppa in the van, so no need to go to the tea room either.
Oh. Oh. No tea and cake for Nicola. I think I've actually got a migraine because of the 9 o'clock birthday cake.
What did I say? 9 a.m. birthday cake with
Turns out
lashings
doesn't agree.
of fondant. Probably not good for migraines.
Tasted good at the time though.
Yeah, it tasted very good. Oh, that's a proper peat fire burning somewhere. Beautiful.
This moment, can we stay here forever?
Yeah, so these are the two little pubs that are side by side here in Glenarm. And the one here has got a lovely open fire roaring. Look at it. Looks so it does.
And Wi-Fi.
Free Wi-Fi as well.
know.
Just what the doctor ordered. Look at that, been really good.
I'm sure if I was driving, you'd be in there for a pint.
Would I?
I watch you as you drive. Do you know I'm looking?
Well, good morning again, guys. It's actually been, I think, about a couple of weeks since that last little bit, but it was really nice to escape the confines of the driveway. Well, since then, we have been and had Christmas Day and all the festivities and all the too much food.
Absolutely, and too much alcohol, far too much alcohol.
And we're actually back up in Portrush. We did the charity walk yesterday, the 37th annual charity walk that we do in memory of one of our friend's sisters. Now, in Nicola's infinite wisdom, it sounds like I may or may not be having a bit of a painful New Year's Day. Care to explain?
I had a great idea. Well, one of Nigel's aims for the year was to get to 2,000 subscribers by the end of December. Now, we've only got a couple of days left, and we are about 10 people short. So I put out a message when we had about 21 to go saying if anybody would like to see Nigel do a dip on New Year's Day whilst eating a carrot, the food he hates most in the world, please subscribe, because if we get to that 2,000, that's what he's going to do. And we're only 10 away now.
9.
Oh, 9. I'm not sure I've even subscribed, so if it gets to 1,999, I'll be clicking that subscribe button.
Anyway, so we might catch up on New Year's Day watching me be quite painful.
It's quite nippy, actually, and it's due to get a bit colder, I think, next week.
Well, this one here is off to do parkrun.
Yes, last week I had to walk back. It was so bad.
Yeah, it was really windy, actually. I unfortunately injured myself.
I've just realised I forgot my knee brace. I always forget something.
Can we say goodbye?
Oh, yeah, sorry.
Anyway, guys. Anyway, guys, thanks a lot for following along. And until next time, potentially me standing neck deep in freezing cold water eating a carrot.
I promise it'll be a small one.
You were. Alright, guys. Until next time, take care. She's off to get her knee brace. Bye-bye.